Welcome to the World History 1 lecture series. At the end of each slide there will be a 10-second delay. Use this time to pause the presentation and complete your notes. When you are done, push play and you will move forward. This lecture will begin in 5 seconds. Welcome to World History 1 Lecture 4.1 on the geography of Chinese civilization, and yet again, here's the cycle of civilization. Now, we already defined what constituted a civilization. In last unit, we saw how civilizations develop. We learned that geography influences development, that civilizations can reach a golden age, and that religions develop along with civilizations. And we looked at ancient India as an example. Now we're going to see how civilizations sustain themselves. We'll see that civilizations last a long time. Long-lasting civilizations react by design to outside influences, and we'll look at ancient China as an example. With that said, go to the next slide. We're going to look at the ancient Chinese as an example of a sustainable civilization. But the real question is, where is sustainability? In other words, what does a sustainable civilization actually look like? Well, you already know about sustainability and the environment. You've heard about this in science class. Reduce, reuse, and recycle. Use renewable resources instead of fossil fuels. We should probably even keep down the air pollution. Now, when it comes to sustainability and economics, we're talking about using our money, time, and value in the best way possible, making the best economic choices to sustain ourselves. In other words, we don't want to hoard our money, we want to use it to sustain our society. And then when it comes to society itself, we have to figure out the best way so that everybody gets something out of society. Are the genders, male and female, being treated equally? Are people of different cultures being treated equally? All this comes together to create a sustainable society. If these things are not happening, we're going to have a society that is fighting itself. If these things are happening, we're going to have a society that moves forward and can adapt to outside influences. So as we explore Chinese civilization, I want you to remember that sustainability goes to the environment, economics, and society. And try to find these things as we look at the Chinese. Go to the next slide. As we look at Chinese geography, you will see that China is geographically better off than Mesopotamia, but it's not as good geographically as India. Ancient Chinese civilization is located in Eastern Asia near present-day China, and China is located north of the Indian subcontinent and east of the Middle East. So let's pull up this map to get our geographic bearings on China. Africa is 1, the Middle East is 2, the Indian subcontinent is 3, and ancient China is number 4. The east coast of China borders the North China and South China Seas, which are part of the Pacific Ocean basin. Except for Japan, China is about as far east as we're going to look when it comes to World History 1 civilizations. Go to the next slide. Ancient China is similar to Egypt, Mesopotamia, and India in that all 4 civilizations start in a river valley. The Yellow River, or Huanghe River, is located in eastern China along the North China Plain. Chinese civilization begins on the Yellow River in 2000 BCE, and then it migrates south to the Yangtze River Valley and Delta. So the Chinese start like the Egyptians on one river, and then they're more like the Indians in that they use 2 rivers to support the civilization. Now, the Yellow River supports significant agriculture, yet it was prone to deadly and destructive flooding. In fact, the color of the silt or dirt carried in the river made it look like a river of tears. But it also has that name because it killed people annually. The river was finally controlled using canals and dikes, and canals like the Grand Canal were used for transportation. Go to the next slide. Let's discuss why China is geographically better than Mesopotamia, but not as good as India. The Himalaya Mountains protected the Chinese from a southern invasion via the Indian subcontinent. The Himalaya Mountains are nearly impassable. The Chinese do not have to worry about anybody coming from the south. The Gobi Desert somewhat protected the Chinese from a northwestern invasion via the Mongol Empire. So, Chinese civilization was somewhat protected, but the Gobi Desert did not provide complete protection from invaders like the Mongols. India, totally protected. Mesopotamia, not protected. The Chinese fall right in the middle. Go to the next slide. The Chinese had two advantages to overcome their geographic difficulties. Those were the Silk Road and maritime trade routes. The Silk Road is a series of overland trade routes that connected China to the Middle East. Look at the map below. You will see that the large map of ancient China is actually a zoom in from that smaller map inside the bigger map. Ancient China is located to the east, the Middle East is located to the west, and trade flowed from east to west. If you also look at that map, you will see that there are multiple ways to get from China to the Middle East on land. The Chinese also used maritime or sea trade routes to trade with the West. And not only are the Chinese trading with the Middle East, they're also trading with India. The Chinese traded products including paper, porcelain, and silk, among other things. In fact, by the sea, you will meet Marco Polo, who's going to meet with Kublai Khan in 1266 and bring Chinese culture west. That's it for this lecture. I look forward to seeing you in class.